Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to an all-new Sunday morning View Queue, where I answer all the best viewer questions about my full-time RV life. And once again, you guys ask the best stuff. So today, I'm going to be talking about things like anxiety about not knowing what's next, where you can find a good repair person on the road, and if it's too hot for cats in an RV safety while I'm out boondocking, what I recommend for an unlimited data mobile hotspot, and more. Hey bird watchers, it's Robin with Creativity RV. Once again, I chose a bunch of questions to answer because you guys ask the best questions. Every week I say I'm going to limit it to like 4, so the video's shorter, but I just could not this week because your questions were so great. Before we get started though, I have a very important announcement to share with you guys. It's kind of a big deal to me. You guys know that my last book was called Work From Home While You Roam, The Ultimate Guide to Jobs That Can Be Done From Anywhere. And I wrote this book for you guys. You inspire me to do these things. I got so many questions about how to make a living from the road, and I actually got a bunch in the last View Queue also. Some people need a full-time job. Some people just need to pay for gas money or to supplement their disability. So I wrote the book so it applies to a wide range of people. Everything from a 6-figure job down to a side hustle is in this book. There are links to actually apply for the jobs, and normally the book is $9.99. It's a massive book. I want to tell you guys that I got so many questions about making a living from the road and emails from people that really need help that I am lowering the price on the book for 1 week to the very lowest I can make it on Amazon, which is $2.99. Right now, on sale, 70% off, $2.99 for 1 week. So please pop over, the link is down below, go to Amazon, get it before the price goes up. I don't think I'll be doing this sale anytime again soon, but I wanted to because I know a lot of you can't afford the $10, and I wanted to give you those resources so that whatever situation you're in, you can find a way to make money from the road, or just because you're planning to go on the road. Let me get to the questions. I'm going to start off with what I thought was a super, super important question about anxiety on the road and about not knowing what's next, from Annette. So let me first tell you what she said. She's thinking about being a full-time nomad, but then her mind goes to, what's next? She says, I wouldn't be able to go back to my old life if I did the full-time RV thing, so what's next? And if there's nothing next, I'm afraid I'd panic that I made a huge mistake and I'd be stuck. I just wonder if you go through times where you don't feel like you're moving on to the next thing, and if you ever feel stuck. I thought this was such an important question, Annette. The first thing that really resonated about your question was when you said, if I do the RV thing, I can't go back to my old life. I've heard this from a few other people. I'm guessing that you mean you get rid of your apartment or your house or your job, and so if you went back to a non-nomadic life, those things as you know them would be gone. But here's what I have to say about that. Everything changes. Even if you stayed where you are in your current situation and a year went by, it's not going to look the same. We have survived this long as human beings because we are planners. It's natural. We're hardwired to plan. And not knowing what's next is really difficult for all of us, including me. I will say this though. The fear that I had of living a mundane life where I just did the same thing in the same place year after year after year as my life was just siphoned out of me, the fear of that was greater than the fear of the unknown. And so I just had to get out there and get over it. Now, I don't know someday if I'll have a little property. I can tell you that I've been on the road over 3 years and I don't want anything else. And I don't even know what my plan is right now. My plan is up in the air. But for me, the only thing that's certain is death, right? And knowing that I only had so much life to live really inspired me to go out and try new things. I'll tell you this, when you open yourself up to new things, the opportunities just explode. I cannot tell you how much more stuff I have in front of me now that I've been on the road. I hope that that helps you a little bit. Because, you know, in my old life, I I did one thing. You know, I went to work, I went home, I went to work, I went home, I got stuck in rush hour traffic. The opportunities that I have now weren't there for me. The more I open myself up to opportunities in life, the more they just come in. They just come in, these opportunities. So just know this. Sure, you might be giving up part of your life as you know it, maybe your social structure, your house, your stuff, but think about all the opportunity that's going to come your way. I mean, opportunity just comes around every new corner. But it's life, Annette. Go get some. That's what I say. You know, if it's a little bit too daunting, just dip your toe in the pool. You know, everybody does it differently. I wish you the best. Please let me know how it goes. Okay, let's talk about hot cats. Lisa says, I was wondering what you do with the boy when you're parked in a hotter climate and you want to do some sightseeing. I've had this question before. Let me tell you this. The cat is a lot more comfortable in the heat than I am. I just don't like to be hot. So I've been in climates where he's just fine and it's like 76 degrees in the RV and I'm dying. So personally, this isn't as big of a concern for me because I'm always chasing the 70 degrees. I can choose where to go. I do have a couple of strategies though I want to tell you about. When you pull into your camping spot, point west. Because for the construction of most RVs, that means that on the door side of your RV, you're going to have a big shady area. You can be outside. You can get a cat tent that goes outside. I have one of those in my gear list also. So the cat can be outside with you in the shade and be cool. It just sucks to be hot in an RV. So what you want to do is first thing in the morning, you want to trap the cool air inside your RV. I would much rather wear layers at night and keep all the windows open and have a fan blow cool air inside. And then first thing in the morning when the sun's coming up, I shut all the shades. I put reflectix on the sunny side of the rig. I'll tell you, if it's over 80, I don't want to be there. So my cat never really has a problem. Okay, the next one is also very common. Tammy Lane said, with your Class B, you could get from the back to the driver's seat without getting out, but with the fifth wheel, you can't. Do you have a plan if you need to make a quick exit from your site? I want to tell you that I do have a video coming out also in about a week and a half about safety, my plan, and all the gadgets that I use. But because so many people asked me from the last ViewQ, I wanted to address it. You guys know I've called my RV Home Alone 2.0. And when I first started, I started out with a Class B, and then I had a Class C, just because of this question. Because I thought, if things went down and I had to get out of my spot, at least I could jump into the driver's seat and peel out, right? I found that was not really true for me, because I would have a slide out. I would have leveling blocks underneath me. Now, if you're in a van or a trailer that doesn't have a slide or something, you don't have to worry about this. But I did. So it wasn't like I could just jump into the driver's seat and leave. I would have to wait, you know, for the wall to go in and whoever's out there can just see it going, you know, and going in real slow. And then I'd have to peel off the blocks and probably bust a tire or something. For me, I found that that was kind of a false narrative. And I'll tell you, I've gotten pretty good at picking my spots. I never go to spots where people are sketchy or there's bullets or broken glass or graffiti or needles. I also don't camp too close to a town because if there's a criminal element, they're more likely to come out there because they're close to a town. So I'm careful about that. I have not had a problem when I've been out camping, but that doesn't mean I'm not prepared for it. I completely am. But I know now if something happens, I do need to leave my rig and get out to my truck, but my truck can peel out, unlike my rig. I would be unhitched from my rig. So they can have the rig. They can't have me. So if I can get to the truck, I can leave. In addition to that, I have a safety system here inside my rig, which I will share with you in an upcoming video. Okay, I love this question. Bonnie said, I'm a 58-year-old woman in the process of converting a school bus. Good for you. I hope to be done in a year and want to go NOMAD. When I see something great, I don't have anyone to share it with. I thought about starting a YouTube channel basically for my family, but I'm concerned about the nasty comments so many people leave. Thoughts? Okay, I have to tell you, you guys know I interviewed Bob Wells from Cheap RV Living for my blog at creativityrv.com. And he suggested I do YouTube. And the first thing I said to him was, I'm a chubby middle-aged woman. Why the hell would I do YouTube? Like, why would I open myself up to that? And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. But I found out that I had stuff to say that I wasn't seeing in other videos. And so I took the plunge and did it. And I'll tell you, there are a bunch of jackwagons out there. But I'll tell you something that I learned. And I had really thin skin in the beginning. People project. Everything they say has something to do with who they are, not with who I am. So if you want to do a channel about your schoolie build, I say go for it. For everybody else and you, Bonnie, I want to tell you that you can upload a number of videos, there's no limit, on YouTube for free and have a private link. So it saves you on storage, right? You can upload it right to YouTube like it's your cloud storage for your scenery or your videos, and then you can send your family a private link. You can make it unlisted, so it's just hanging out there and it's not private. You can make it public and you can disable the comments. But if you do start a channel and it's open to everybody and people can make comments, just know that there's an app called Creator Studio where you can go in, you can monitor the comments, you can block people, and everybody, you guys can report people that are violating YouTube standards, and that helps because YouTube will go in and remove their accounts if there's a pattern. So I say go for it. Karen says, do you find yourself going to repeat locations often? Yeah. I find this is true of a lot of nomads. It goes back to that certainty thing we were talking about in the first question. You know, the first year, you don't have any normal spots. Every spot is an unknown. You're hoping it's going to be okay. And that's how I learned to have so many backups, like I said in the Don't Get Stranded video from last week. I do find some comfort in going to places that I've known before. And I know some nomads that go to the same 2 spots every year, and that's all they do. I don't want to do that. The problem is that I fall in love with these spots. And I can't wait to get back to Sisters, for example, or go to that spot, or can't wait to go back to Poncha Springs and go to that spot. I have to remind myself constantly, there's a lot of places to go. And one thing that I have started doing is I've started building a map of locations I like, but also of locations my friends like. So if I have somebody text me and they send me a picture of some great place on a lake, and they say they have a great cell signal, I say, oh, send me that pin, because I want to save it for next time so that I don't get stuck and just keep going to the same places. Shannon Murphy says, hi, Bird. Would you be willing to share how you strap your travel Berkey water filter to the wall? Okay, if you guys don't know what a Berkey is, it is a fabulous water filter. I always get water that's safe to drink, but you just never know. Sometimes it can be a little funky out on the road. So I have, and most of the nomads I know have, a Berkey. There's also a link for that on my gear page. Again, if you hit that link below, you'll go right to it. I do the travel size Berkey. I actually put the travel Berkey into, I think it was an 8-inch plant holder. It's not exactly snug, so I put a little bit of styrofoam on the side, and then I Velcroed the plant holder to the wall. It doesn't go anywhere when I drive. And then I reached out to my friend Robin from Wonderboom, and here is a picture of how she straps her Berkey to the wall using belts. So the only thing they had to do was strap these belts to the wall, and it looks really cool. You can also just take it down when you're driving, empty it, and throw it into the shower. I know people that do that too. Okay, Laurie says, I've got a dually truck and a 5th wheel. I almost have all the gadgets I need to begin RV life. I don't have any fear of being alone, but my fear is mechanical issues with the RV heater, fridge, electrical, and those sorts of things, and the diesel truck. How do you get help if you have those types of fears? I'll say it again, you guys, mobile repair guy. I'm using a mobile repair guy right now. I am still in an RV park. I had to be here for a couple of weeks after I was sick because I was recovering and because I had some other things coming up in this area. But then I had something break. And I'm going to share with you guys what that was soon. The great thing about these mobile guys is they get paid when they fix it, which means they have to figure out what it is. Unlike when you take it into a regular shop, they get paid to replace a part, for example, especially if you're under warranty. The mobile guys, if they're good, are lifesavers. You just have to really research them and make sure you've got somebody with really great online reviews. Find out how much they charge, find out what their protocol is. I'll tell you, my mobile guy just saved my bacon again. Unfortunately, speaking of being stuck, I need a part here that won't be in for 3 weeks. So I am still stuck where I am for a few more weeks. But if I went to a repair shop in like an RV dealership, it would have been months. Nobody could even get me in. I'll also say, that you really have to be prepared to learn how to fix stuff yourself. I was not. I'm going to be completely straight up here. I thought I'd be able to take it into an RV place because they just seem so helpful when you're shopping, right? But you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're living in it. You don't want to give up that time. So just have your manual ready. Have forums ready. Be prepared to YouTube some stuff. Have a good toolbox. Fix what you can. And then if you need a mobile guy, look for the reviews. As far as the diesel mechanic, I don't know. I actually haven't had any experience with that. I've only had experience with stuff breaking inside the rig, like the refrigerator and the microwave and the slides and the jacks and stuff like that. And I'll say don't be scared because I've had to call mobile guys all over the country. They are everywhere in my experience. Okay, and my final question is from Jenny. Now, I've been meaning to answer this for you guys for a long time. I've been doing a video on how I have several different internet providers in my RV, but because now I'm trapped in one spot, I'm not able to test it like I wanted to, like you guys deserve, before I actually do a video and recommend anything, which I normally try to do. But this person says, good evening. My question is, what would you recommend for a mobile hotspot for a small laptop, unlimited usage if there is such a thing? Thank you in advance. Yes, I recommend if you need an unlimited hotspot to check out Visible. Now, I've been with Visible for over 2 years. I started with their service as a beta tester. It wasn't because I had a YouTube channel. I just knew somebody else that was a beta tester. And it was $40 a month. It's still $40 a month. This is the deal with Visible. You can take an Android phone or an Apple phone or something old that you have laying around or you get used. I actually bought a used Apple phone on the internet. It didn't have to be a great one, right? Because I was just going to use it for the internet. I didn't make it to use phone calls. This is not like a jetpack where you put in your SIM card, let's say from Verizon, and you get a hotspot inside your RV. When you sign up with Visible, they send you a SIM card in the mail and you pop it into a phone. They don't allow you to put it into a router or a jetpack yet, unfortunately. But you pop it into your phone and it's unlimited Verizon service. Visible, I believe, is actually like a sister company offshoot of Verizon. So they use the Verizon towers. If you're in a congested area where a lot of people use Verizon, it can be slower. But usually we're not. We're out in the middle of nowhere. And if you look at the coverage maps, Verizon has the best coverage. So all I do is I go into my phone and I go into Wi-Fi settings and I turn on my mobile hotspot. And I use that for most of my work when I'm on the road. I used Visible as my unlimited data spot for about 1.5 years for everything I've done. Of course, now I'm checking out some other stuff, mostly for you guys so I can show you what it's like to have 3 carriers. I did try to get a jetpack through Verizon. For some people that works. It did not work for me. Let me tell you why. If you have a plan with somebody already, like T-Mobile or Verizon, they limit how much data you can use, even if you're on an unlimited plan, before they might slow you down because of network congestion. So let's say you're with Verizon and they give you 22 gigs of data to use on your phone. And you run down to the Verizon store and some sales guy tells you to buy a jetpack and they'll give you a SIM card that has 15 more gigs on it. They will combine those two things. So you'll have 15 gigabytes for your hotspot, which is nowhere close to unlimited. I breeze right through that. But if you use 22 gigs on your phone, they're going to slow down your hotspot. One time I got around that by having a relative put a jetpack with a Verizon SIM card on their plan because they didn't use as much data as I did. But it's just a hassle, and it's a hassle to have to track it. With Visible, you don't have to do that. It's $40 a month. It is unlimited, and it works. That's it, you guys. Thank you again for all the great questions. Please do leave questions down below if you have some for the next view queue. Can't wait to see you guys out on the road soon. Please let me know how you're all doing. Until then, I hope you're all having happy travels and be free.